Hi, friends. My name's host Eric. I'm here hosting the internet television program entitled Talking with Fan People. Hey.
That's cool.
You live streaming now?
Mm-hmm. Did you get a free air freshener too?
She asked if I wanted papers or something. I'm like, nah, I don't need it.
I got papers as well.
Oh.
And a free air freshener.
Bonus.
Happy birthday, Cameron. This live stream is called Happy
Yeah,
Birthday,
happy
Cameron.
birthday,
Oh,
Cameron.
thank you. Gracias.
I got each of these ounces of shake for $50 a piece. So this is $100 worth of for 2 ounces.
Oops.
And
That's me all the time.
this is 120. So I got 3 ounces of weed for $220.
That is like,
That's a good deal.
yeah. Utter Self says, yo, 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 happy birth. And the 3DR Nomad says, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, it's
There you
Cameron's
are.
birthday tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
Rachel and I are getting him strippers and cocaine.
That's what I always wanted.
It's called the Ben Affleck birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Strippers and cocaine. So, like, you're psychotic, you get your stuff stolen, you're tied up to something and embarrassed, and
Yep.
then don't want to tell anyone that you need help.
Yeah.
You had money. Maybe you pissed yourself, so that's the amount of bodily fluids that pleased you. Maybe that was what you really wanted, though.
Doesn't that sound like a birthday surprise for you?
It does. Did you open up any of the smaller?
The shake?
Yeah.
No, I just opened this
Okay.
one so far. Your birthday comment didn't get ignored. You are old,
I
sucks
saw
to be
it.
you, Cameron. Just isn't necessarily the most positive birthday comment. So I put it off till last.
You know, I haven't had a good goad lately. You know, I'm used to substitute teaching and getting all kinds of like poop flung at me. And it's really kind of fun dodging that poop. So thank you, emailed anthrax. That is like emailed anthrax. You are true to your name. Thank you. LOL.
Well,
I haven't been called bald lately, for instance.
Oh my god.
Or told I have bad breath.
Oh my god. The kids say that?
Your breath smells like coffee. I'm like, yeah, I'm drinking coffee on your desk, kid. This is my coffee cup on your desk. That's why.
That's why.
you know how the youth love dunking on the olds.
Yeah.
One of their favorite activities.
You guys aren't.
We're ancient. Ancient
According to
history.
your daughter, maybe, yeah.
I'm old, but I just got an $1,800 electric scooter that goes 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And a helmet, so that's proof I'm old.
That's
Bought the helmet.
That's good. I'm glad you bought the helmet
I bought
too.
knee pads and elbow pads too.
Oh, nice. Well, 50. If it's going 50, I mean,
I'm probably not going to go 50, and I'm going to put it up for sale before I ever even ride it. So if I can make my 500, then I'm not even going to ride it. But if I don't make my 500, then I'll ride it maybe.
Do you think you can just turn right around and resell for $500 profit, huh?
Well, I waited from China for the past 2 months, and I gave them, $1,800 that I was a big question mark in the air for all this time. That was kind of scary, but I'm like, I heard it works. I asked like one guy on the internet from one of the scooter groups that I sort of know, and he's like, yeah, I bought it from this specific seller. They will send it to you. Go to an Alibaba seller that has 7 years of like sales, not one that has 0 years or 1 year. You're giving them $1,800. So yeah, I went to the place that this dude recommended, and it finally showed up, and it's pretty bitchin', I guess. I don't need anything that fast and big, but whatever. I'd rather just make money off it.
you turn it.
And so when you do that sort of thing, you already know in advance that they're more expensive than that here in the U.S. So
Yeah, there are several stores. These are the guys on the scooter channels who have the most popular scooter channel. They're selling the Wolf Warrior scooter for $2,800. So if I put it for sale for $2,400, no tax, why can't I get $2,400? Because you're really going to have to pay them 25 or 28 plus $200-300. You're not going to get one for less than basically 28 to 3,100. And if you get it for 2,400 without the USA warranty from me, I'll tell you, look, if a part breaks, I'll contact Alibaba and I'll tell them that it broke and tell them to send it to me. That's my CAM warranty. You know, I'll do the same as a US warranty, which if you read the warranties, every clause says what they will not do.
Oh yeah, there's a lot
Every
that
clause
they
says
won't
what they
do.
will do. We may send you a part in the first 30 days, free shipping, and after that, we may send you a part and you pay for shipping. And if any labor has to be done, you pay for it. If your scooter has to be shipped, you pay for it. We may arrange for a place locally for you to pay to fix your scooter. That's called a warranty from a US seller. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that means basically whatever you get is what you get.
Yeah,
David
so like,
Sanderson, I agree with you. I actually kind of go back and forth on it.
You're definitely. Are you annoying TJ?
David Sanderson,
Yeah.
he totally is.
He is.
He's always giving me TE
Yeah,
advice.
TE advice.
It's generally good
And he
TE
ignore-
advice.
And what I say.
Okay, but David Sanderson,
Out the other.
this is one sort of this is the sort of thing that TE people don't get. You're not asking me to do something. You're asking me to consistently do something. And that's the problem. I agree with you in principle about planning them out. It can be a challenge for me to find the right spot because if I have any given idea, then I'm going to start outlining it or whatever. And before I know it, it's going to turn into some big production. It's careful. I have to be careful with that kind of stuff. But I know I'm not doing a very good job. I know. Thank you for constantly reminding me, David Sanderson.
I just finally read the comments and I started to laugh when I saw that comment.
The dress up comment?
No, it was before that. It was like, why don't you plan your shit out, sir? Like, are you kidding me? That's cute that he thinks like that's what he's gonna get. Just I'm gonna click on this button and it'll be all planned out for me. You know, like
Motorcycles are cool, email and Anthrax. I've had 2 periods in my life where I rode a motorcycle, different motorcycles. But they're kind of sketch too. It's like I don't ride one anymore, and
I'm glad.
it's even when I was young and bold, I still found it kind of sketch. It's like if you go on the freeways and you're going, flow of traffic is 80, and you're on a motorcycle, you don't feel particularly. I had a Honda CB750.
maybe.
81, I think.
How was the handling on the bike?
It was great. It was a great
Okay.
little bike. I love that
Okay.
bike. The Honda CB750 1981C model
Mhm.
was, I was in love with the bike. It was great. It was a nifty little bike,
It was air cooled, right? It didn't have a big radiator on it.
I don't know
It
the
must have
answer
been.
to that.
It wouldn't have water cooled. So it probably wasn't overly heavy, even though a 750 is typically gonna.
Right. It was a light 750.
Did you ever lay it down and have to pick it up?
Yeah.
So you were able to pick it up with
Yeah, I was able
how hard was it to pick up?
It was pick-upable. It was pretty pick-upable. Like, it's like it would have to get away from me a good distance for me not to be able to recapture it,
So I've had lots of cars and motorcycles, and my friends had these like really expensive sport bikes from the 90s that were supposed to handle really bitchin' like a track bike. And I did have the experience of riding a couple of those at speed on the freeway. It was the first time riding something that felt like confident going over 80, like going 100 miles an hour. The suspension and the tire, it was all so good that it made confidence. But the bikes that I rode were like enduro bikes for going off road more than on road. And if I hit like 70 on the freeway, I was like scared. It was like a dumb experience.
Well, the second bike I had was a Kawasaki Vulcan 1200.
That's like a cruiser bike.
Yeah, it was like more like a big kind of gold wingy bike.
1200?
Yeah, or it's
Were you badass or
1150. No, I mean the thing is, it was a commuter bike. It had floorboards instead of pegs.
Okay.
It was basically designed for old men to ride to work on, which is what I used it for.
Yeah.
You know.
Were you lane split?
It was pretty wide. That's the thing. It was a pretty wide bike. So I could and did sometimes, but it was a little sketchy. Unlike with the Honda, I could just no problem go lane split.
I had an enduro. This was imported from Japan. It was a 2-stroke 250 called a Honda CRM 250, which is like a dirt bike, but going on the street, and you could wheelie the bike most any time, like a dirt bike would. And so I'd be going to Cal State LA like late. If I was late, I would take the motorcycle, and I'd be lane splitting down Fremont. But when the cars are stopped, you pretty much it would always wheelie straight. So I'd try to wheelie when I was going between the cars. So sometimes I'd be wheeling between the cars, but I wouldn't do it too long. It's just like, all right, first getting into like a wheelie and first to second, veer into third, and just cruising at that point for safety.
So, it's an 8-cylinder custom bike, huh?
Oh yeah, no 8-cylinder bikes.
Cameron disapproves.
I've never been on a motorcycle, and I don't really plan on it.
You are a little bit frightenable with motorsports, so
Yeah.
I would not recommend it.
I think like a motorbike, I'd be
You
okay.
Moped, maybe?
Moped driving it, yeah.
Well, yeah, when me and Cameron go riding around with our little electric Yanity Maz,
Yeah,
you know, that's always a lot of fun.
it is fun. I'm very accident prone. I know myself, so bikes, you know, I've fallen how many times on the regular bike?
Yeah, you
3.
did crash at least one
So-
time, I remember.
So now when I'm riding, when I,
It's stopping.
yes,
Right?
but quads are fun. I've been on a quad before. I really am like a scaredy cat. I am, because like I'll be holding on tight. Like even though I'll be having fun, I'm like, is this how I'm gonna die?
No, anytime that shit gets sketchy in the car, Rachel gets
I'm
saying,
sorry.
"Hey, no, you don't even say anything. I can just read your body language."
Clench City.
Yeah, so I don't know. Motorcycles are a little bit just too sketchy for me nowadays. I'm a little bit too old and cautious now for that. I'm a pretty cautious driver in general, although I still have some close calls like I did on the freeway today. I was coming up at this car, and this car was going slightly faster here. This car was stopped, and I was waiting for this car to get past me so I could go like this without slowing down so the car behind this car could close the gap. And I did it, but it was like I had like an inch to spare. That was a little sketch. That's about as sketchy as it's gotten in a while, I think, in the car.
What about the Raptors? Did they win?
It must be a kind of. Oh, he's talking about a kind of foot scooter.
What?
Oh.
Oh no, Raptor's pretty bad. Yeah, I rode a Raptor 600. It's just kind of heavy. I rolled it. I was doing donuts and I rolled the Raptor 600.
Ooh.
It was fine.
You were fine.
Sure.
He was fine.
He was fine. But that sucks. You don't want to roll it too
No,
much.
you don't really want to.
I don't want it.
You know what I do want to roll? This joint.
Yeah.
Joint time.
I'm gonna roll this joint. I'm gonna roll it oh so good. We're gonna smoke it inside of our lungs, and then we're gonna say, "Hey, that's good." Raptor 600 ripped at Dumont and Glamis.
Yep.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Like you ripped it?
It means that you could ride up a hill made out of sand on the Raptor 600.
Ah.
Yamaha Raptor.
Mm.
Blue.
What's
Yeah.
Dumont and Glamis?
Dumont is the dunes that are off the 127. If you turn off from Baker, California, the home of the most irrelevant thermometer in the world, you go 33 more miles to get to Dumont Dunes. It's sand dunes. You go dune buggying. It's an off-highway place. It's
Okay.
fun.
Oh, that
Cool.
sounds fun.
Glamis is the equivalent, but Glamis touches Mexico. So when you, also you get to drive through the smell of death and poop for like an hour on the way to Glamis. But Glamis is a bigger, gigantic sand dune area, and you can literally drive into Mexico. I think there's a wall now or something, but 20 or 30 years ago, we literally drove
Wow.
past these like brown plastic things that say U.S. border, and we're just dune buggying. We're in dune buggies and quads, whatever. We'll just go. And the border patrol was like, no, you guys are supposed to be on that. Just don't do that anymore. It may be different now. I don't know.
bet it's
Definitely
different now. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Just don't do that anymore.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
We're just drunk driving.
All right, look.
That's-
You got a drunk drive in the U.S., okay?
Yeah.
Just don't do this anymore.
Mexico's dangerous to drunk drive, kids. You might get harassed by a federale.
Well, Delilah was telling us about Mexican traffic and how it's like she thought she was gonna die in the traffic. It was so bad. But she said her driver was their driver was very calm and collected and knew the streets really well. So like that sort of made things better, but just that it was like craziness. No one abides to anything, and it's just fucking mayhem.
It's kind of mayhem. And then there are burned out cars and like dead animals
Yeah.
on the side of the road. Like that's
Oh.
sort of different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that.
Well, I think she had one hell of experience in that cab, let me tell you.
Kind of like downtown Los Angeles.
But
Los Angeles has gotten
oh
horrible.
my god.
The homeless
The
encampments,
It's terrible.
the trash, the vandalism, the closed storefronts,
See-
the everything.
If I were a tourist and I stayed in downtown LA, I would feel probably things of sadness. Like, there are parts of New York City that are like that too. Like, don't get me wrong, like a lot, fucking a lot. Like, you don't want to be.
Well, where
If
we
you're-
were wasn't actually downtown. Downtown is so like convention centery
Yeah.
that there's not
Well, that's
really.
probably more like Manhattan.
Well, I mean, it's weird though. It's like there's not. Downtown's kind of had a bit of a revival. It's kind of gentrified a bit. It still has its Skid Row too, but where we were today was like West Hollywood
Ah.
and North Hollywood area, and that didn't used to be like that.
I've always wanted to ride around downtown on electric vehicles.
You gotta do it.
You know, I have the scooters. It might be better just to go and rent them there anyway, so you can thrash them even more. You guys want to go ride electric scooters in like LA sometime?
Downtown LA?
Yeah, downtown.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yes, I would love to.
Should've
That
done
is
that on the
something
way
that,
back.
yeah, right?
But
Yeah.
seriously, like you don't have to worry about plugging them in or them not breaking or locking it. You know, it's just
You just
you
rent
get
it,
that little
right?
app thing.
Yeah.
I've never done it with an app.
We have
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Would you
did
do Lime or Uber or what do you?
Lime, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think those ones, those are the green and white ones, and I believe they're
Yeah.
everywhere still.
It's not that expensive.
No. That's a great idea. We should really definitely do that.
Ronnie Fox wants to know if Cam Moto, if you off road a lot, do you have a Jeep or a truck?
I currently destroyed my all-wheel drive last year and am kind of reeling from the pain of. I went to Stoddard Valley with my Lexus all-wheel drive SUV, and I hauled ass off-road as though I were driving something else I would have had years past, and then it overheated and wound up dead. So currently, I go electric scootering off road. I just got my 50-mile-an-hour electric scooter, which maybe I'll use if I don't sell. So I do it on bikes, I do it on scooters. As for vehicles, not currently, but I've had some. I always modify everything, so I've had some pretty fun off-road things.
I've only gone off road once with
I'm cool. I'm just
in upstate Pennsylvania. We did off-roading in the woods.
Well, let me tell
It's
you
pretty
something.
fucking scary. I was scared. I don't know. Speed scares me. It really does because like I'm kind of a control. I guess I'm kind of a control freak in that way. Like if I'm gonna be the one like driving, like I want to be in charge of the speed. I don't know, but what are those like jet skis?
jet skis, yeah.
Yeah, my friend Jessica, she took me on with her, and she was going 70 miles an hour, and I felt like I was gonna fucking fly off the thing. It was so scary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of those are.
You're better off on driving it yourself.
Right?
With everything, yeah, pretty much.
Could an INTP be into riding motorcycles? Yeah, I think so. I think riding motorcycles is something that it's a low amount of SE to get a high amount of SE out of, you know? It's like you don't have to do much, you just have to get a motorcycle. And then all of a sudden you ride a motorcycle.
Okay. That's really funny, Jesus is Lord. Have you seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog 2 trailer? They recently made Brad Pitt the lead actor. What's he gonna be like? This like all the time? It's so fast. He talks similarly to Keanu Reeves. No, I didn't hit the water, actually. That was what I was afraid of, running Fox Unknown Domain. Because she was going so fast, I heard a lot of times tumble over. It's very easy to. So I was like gripping her with all my life. And we stopped at the shore, and everyone was like, you are pale white. I was like, you guys can eat. I'm sitting here like I'm going to puke. I'm sensitive to that stuff. Like, it just...
That's the thing about off-roading, right? It's like there's a fundamental thing that runs afoul of that for me. I don't like being jostled.
There's a lot of jostling.
Yeah.
Off-roading.
Yeah.
It's mostly
is jostling.
Jostling, yeah, it is.
The motorcycle is so much. If you're on the street on one, you're just doing this gyroscopic, safe thing. It's not as jostling typically.
If your name was Jocelyn, I wonder if people would always say, "Hey, I'm Jocelyn."
You know, you would, right?
I would, yeah. So, you know, Rachel and I have a couple of good costumes in mind for Halloween. I want to be slutty Abraham Lincoln. And that's Abraham Lincoln and Daisy Dukes. And Rachel can be slutty slut.
I'm gonna do like the Regina George thing where in Mean Girls they take her tank top and they cut holes in the boobs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Did
that.
you see
I
Mean
thought
Girls?
it was just
We have to see Mean Girls.
I honestly thought it was like for young girls. I didn't watch the movie ever.
It's so good.
Okay.
Mean Girls is so good, and like if you like boobs, you're gonna love the movie too because Lindsay Lohan's boobs are all over it.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's before it's BC like her craziness, so she's like really actually good in it. It's a good ass movie. Yeah. Rachel McAdams is the mean girl, like the meanest of the mean girls, and she does such a good job.
I used to jostle a Jocelyn. Congratulations, emailed Anthrax. I've never jostled any Jocelyn's. I've never known any Jocelyn's. It's not a common name. Common enough to know as a name, but not common to know anybody named that.
Yeah. I liked the name as a kid.
Who here knows a Jocelyn besides emailed Anthrax? How many people on? Running Fox, there's one more Jocelyn. Chris Chapin knew a Jocelyn.
Okay, so there's 3.
Was Jocelyn jocular when you jostled her? Good question.
Did she enjoy being jostled?
Yeah.
Is there joy in being jostled?
There's jealousy as well. Okay. There's joy and jealousy in Jocelyn.
Jocelyn. Okay, for a sentence that is that good, it has to be true.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a song there. There's just so much going on. It's kind of like Stacey's mom.
Yeah. Next time, when COVID is over and karaoke is back in, they might still, karaoke rooms.
Because I'm docking Jocelyn and my jock, she's Jocelyn. That would be a very rap style approach to it where you're objectifying poor Jocelyn. Naturally, I oppose said objectification of women, except for this chick. This chick, I want you to dress up as this lady for Halloween, Rachel.
I would love to.
You could be the Peachy
I don't
Folder
have the hair.
tennis lady. Okay, well, who's the most distinctive lady on the Peachy Folder? Rachel,
It's the tennis girl.
well, check the back.
Or the ski woman.
You'd get awfully hot in a ski suit. You don't want
Yeah,
to do that
ski
one.
suit, that's true. You got to think.
I got the sunglasses. I have these sunglasses, so I
Kinda
could be
fun to
and
walk around
the
with
short
those
hair.
skis.
I would totally do that.
Have some ski poles.
I think this is the best one because people can ask you, who are you? You're a tennis player. Say, I'm not just any tennis player, and then you do the stance, right? You do the stance, and then you say,
Her stance
I'm-
is so fake too. Like, who lands like that?
I'm the Peachy
It's
Folder
also
tennis player.
from that era where they might not have perfected tennis yet.
True.
And that might have been the best is just pretending it's a fly and you're just spotting it.
No, because the guy who drew this
Yeah,
was in the early '60s.
Was tennis
Probably new.
I don't think tennis
Mike-
was new,
good
but
at it and did they have cool techniques at that point?
No, my family I came from a family of tennis players.
Yeah.
And my grandpa did it at a tennis club, but it was basic, backhand.
In the 80s they ripped. They already had good technique.
Yeah, that's
skiing.
when-
People could ski hella fast in the 80s. I don't know if in the 60s people had the equipment where they could do that badass mogul
I
stuff.
think you're right. 80s?
So tennis, look at the rackets in the 70s. They were heavy wood. You couldn't even really use them the way the carbon, graphite, whatever cool ones are now.
So she would have to go, boom, I guess, or whatever.
Ryan Fox, that's
It's weird.
a good point. I
I thought she
captured
was a ballerina at first, actually,
Two
because of the skirt.
Yeah.
And I saw
Jigglypuffs. one on this side and one on the other. As a Pokemaster, I captured 2 excellent, high-quality
the.
Jigglypuffs.
Thanks.
So I'm calling a woman's breast from now on.
Jigglypuffs
A woman's
is so
which?
great.
A woman's breast from now on. I'm calling them her Jigglypuffs.
Jigglypuff, so good, because that's what I call them too.
Do you?
Of course, the
Jigglypuffs. Jigglypuff is my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, mine too. Jigglypuff sings the seductive song just like the breast.
Oh.
Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff.
You've been watching a lot of anime when your breasts start talking.
Mountain skis got slower and more maneuverable in the 90s. Huh. Jiggle the Puff pillows and Jocelyn giggles. I don't know a J word for jiggles. I don't know either. a J word for jiggles. Why would you need a J word for jiggles? It's not clear.
It's not.
Yeah. Let me look at my phone here.
I'm
I'm
looking at
expecting
mine too. I want to
my
see
prescription
the
to
weather
get
in
filled
New York.
today. And
Today for Delilah.
of course,
they had a nice day because
a
all of
washed
New York is
prescription never
gorgeous.
comes due.
Oh, what is it hot there right now? I mean, is it like?
It's 68. Oh my god.
Oh, lucky.
That's a nice
cool.
day. Layer some clothes, you walk around.
They had so many jackets at the place where Kara and I stayed at her cousin's house. Like, they just had a whole closet full of like all different length of like winter heavy. I mean, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, is that necessary for here?
Oh no, it was in Jamaica Estates in New York.
Oh, Jamaica?
Yeah, Jamaica Estates.
I'm pretty sure Jocelyn's
Like that's
boyfriend's name is
literally
Jason.
like so close to where my family lives.
We drove around and they said
Oh
like
my
this is the
God.
house that Trump lived in or something. It was like a couple
Probably.
blocks over. Just like sort of big houses, but the guy says they're all teardowns. Like
No, they are.
everything is huge and to me like an awesome mansion, but
No.
Jason is totally a jerk.
but really when it comes down to all the plumbing and stuff, they all just need to be fully
Yeah,
trashed and rebuilt apparently.
I'm not surprised.
But to me they look like $1 million or so, I don't know.
No, a
almost
lot
$1
of
million
them.
house, I guess.
No, a lot. Yeah, you're right. A lot of them are very nice. But they do tend to knock them down and then like put apartments there. That has happened.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Jamaica. That's how Jamaica.
I do the same thing with others' self-esteem.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I knock
apartments
people
there
down
now.
and I replace them with apartment buildings.
Yeah.
There were like some main streets that had like there was like a house that was a lawyer's office, but it just looked like a house, and then like a liquor store and
Yeah.
CVS or something.
Okay. I don't know.
Some people call me the liquor store of your heart.
Did you go? That's so funny that you've been over there.
Mine is a gelatinous
Yeah.
Joyce
It was
Jocelyn
snowing at the
Jocelyn
time, so
James
it was
for
like,
a chance to giggle the
That
juice.
is fun.
I think you mean jiggle it.
And you got to see the big
Because
houses.
jealous Jocelyn is jolly when juggling her jiggly
yeah,
puffs
we
while
drove all
jostling.
around, like we toured here and there, and we went all.
And this is what it
60s.
means to
We went to Manhattan.
juggle your
times.
jiggly puffs.
Oh look, NYC. Oh, my NYC file has 4.
I'm
photos.
juggling my jiggly puffs right now.
Show you this.
Jocelyn jumped to Jimmy while
Really
Jason was
shows her
jobbing,
profile.
but Jeffrey jumped in later. ASMR
That's more
boobs, right?
boobs.
I'm juggling my jiggly puffs right now. Call now.
Oh my god.
Hot girls are waiting. Call now. Well, Lynn Al wanted me to check my email. That we can help you TE and go through some innocuous emails if we have noxious ones.
That's like crazy though. I'm like really stunned that you were in Jamaica, like Queens, right?
Kara's cousin owns a house there.
Oh.
And, they vacation all the time. He's a lawyer. And so they're always on vacation, just like living life. And so we went, stayed with them for a couple days, just like had the house. We went like to the Met. Okay, where on this map is Jamaica Estates?
Cool.
Like, where would it be?
Jamaica is here. Like I live in like near Garden City. See Elmont and then
They should have
Kew
photos
Gardens here.
Is it this?
The
There should
valley.
be photos.
Yeah,
of
here you were. That's
Okay,
just
I
the,
just-
Jamaica Estates, is it?
I
this
just
is
forwarded you
Rego Park.
an email.
Rego Park is Oakland Gardens, Queens Village. Here you go.
So is
That's
that
that.
going to be
Yeah.
Jamaica?
Mhm.
This was at the car wash.
Oh my gosh.
Those
that's
are the
so
floor mats.
fun.
I want those
God,
kind of
that's
floor mats.
Great.
But
I don't even know what
no,
to.
there ought to be
do
something
with
with like
all of
100.
this.
What about this
That's
one?
it.
What
Yeah.
is this going to have their house? There was this cool house, but okay, yeah, this is the house.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was like,
total. Oh my gosh, that's Jamaica.
yeah, throwing snow, shoveling snow and whatever. And the house was awesome though. It turns out that we came up with an electric bill of like hundreds of dollars, if not like not electric bill, but
Let's
like
see
a
a picture.
heating oil bill or something.
Oh yeah.
I hope I get to the part that shows inside because their house is like an art museum. I hope it's here. There's like a video. Oh no, that's just outside.
Wow, you got a lot of snow when you went. When was this?
This was around Valentine's Day, maybe a
Oh,
couple
really?
years back. Oh no, I should stay on it. And it's just
Yeah,
like all this cool art in the house. Like we're in like an art museum, but I don't know. I'm trying to find the cool
That's
art.
so cool.
Like cool glass stuff.
That's-
And the whole house was like a museum. They had
All right, so I just
All the
put a
walls
response
had
to this guy.
made in mirrors.
It says,
Wow.
"Man, I don't know what
it's
to do with all
sometimes
this."
I don't have
You know,
access to all the photos that I thought I did. We found in the garage these masks.
there.
That
So,
the woman
this-
tried to be artistic. Yeah,
this
isn't it creepy
email,
as hell? So we did
it's
a funny video
indicative
using
of
this. I had her go in the basement,
something that happens, I guess, in
Oh my god,
and I hope I have it. I don't know.
and it
I
is so creepy.
and being a
Where is
public
it?
figure of some sort is, it's like it would seem to be that this gentleman is
Oh my god,
putting an awful lot of significance on my
this is it.
willingness or frequency of response
Maybe
to
she's
him,
in
you
the
know,
basement with that.
which to me is just like I'm just not paying that much attention.
Oh my,
Right?
ew,
Yeah.
it's so creepy.
Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome. Oh my god, that is so scary.
That's the kind of stuff
That's
that
so
I think of when I'm on vacation.
Great.
Like insane. fun
What? What are the chances of finding something like that too? You know. Like, how
we were,
is that
you know,
there?
we were trying. This is it. Her niece lives like a few miles over. I forget what part of New York or whatever. But I was gonna help them install a shelf on the wall, of course.
Ah.
All right, I think I'll do that, Winston. I'm going to end this live stream, and I
I
might
was
set
looking
that
for the
up
right tools
a little
and
bit
stuff,
later
and
when
they're
there's not a lot
they're
of
like, yeah, our house is yours. Do whatever. Yeah,
background
go on.
conversation and stuff.
Go ahead.
So they
you know.
found those.
I'll see y'all later.
That's great find.
But-
It's a great find.